hairstylists who have a clientele, but you're not quite where you want to be yet, listen up because I've got an amazingly juicy interview to share with you from one of my students in the ad lab, Elke. Elke has been in the hair industry for a long time, but only in the past 10 years, she's been on her own as a hairstylist in LA, doing premium luxury hair services like knotless braids, extensions, sew ins. And she works with natural hair. So, Elke's situation was a little bit different from a lot of my other students, where it's not like she was starting from zero, but she saw other hairstylists on Instagram blowing up. They were booked out 3, 4 months in advance. And she's like, I want to be where they are. What am I missing? She knew that she had something special to share that not a lot of other hairdressers in her area did, but she just needed to get in front of more people. So she tried Facebook and Instagram ads, and her business and life absolutely changed. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but Elke is now exactly where she wanted to be at the beginning. She's booked out months in advance with amazing clients who keep coming back, and her business is just thriving. So, if you've ever thought about advertising yourself for premium services, if you do hair services, if you're kind of busy but not as busy as you want, get ready for an amazing interview with Elke. Elke, thank you so much for coming on and agreeing to chat with me. I'm really,
Yes.
really excited to get to know you more and hear more about your story.
Yes. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me. It is a pleasure. I'm so blessed to be here today. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you to you. Actually been booked out. I've been busy, but I'm glad I'm here today. So let's
Yeah.
get started. I'm ready to answer all the questions.
Yay. So, can you tell us a bit more about yourself, about your business, and how you got into the beauty industry?
Absolutely. Okay, so my name is Elke. I'm from Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and pretty much, I grew up pretty much with my grandmother. She immigrated from Haiti to Miami. And she started her own salon, and that's pretty much how my parents met. So I remember growing up, she used to do hair in the kitchen because by then she retired, and she still kept clients from when she was doing hair. And I remember they used to come over and she still do their hair, and she would ask me to go get her like roller of of tools. So I would like roll them in and bring it to her, and she would do my hair, my sister's hair, everybody's hair pretty much because I am one of 10 children.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Big family.
Yeah. Yes, big family. So when we had moved to Florida, because that was when I was living in New York, she unfortunately got cancer. So one of the last conversations she had with me was like, "Okay, why don't you do hair?" I was 16 at the time, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was kind of like not too sure. So she was just talking to me. She said, "Okay, why don't you do hair?" And I'm like, okay. So when she passed on, I decided to go to hair school. I was like 17 at the time. I had to go back to school, and that's when I went to Aveda. I graduated in 2011, got my license then, didn't even do hair. I went to do makeup. And then after that, when I came to LA, Florida, back in 2014, after I left MAC Cosmetics, I was like, you know what? It is very, very hard out here. And I know I have a skill that I can utilize. And
Yeah.
that's when I was doing like guerrilla marketing, when I was just handing out business cards out to people, like, here you go, this is what I do, things
Yeah.
like that. And that's how I got back into the business. So this is my way of one, keeping my grandmother alive because I loved her so dearly. She took care of
Oh.
us growing up. So she was the one I, was like, Elke, do hair. So I honor her by continuing to do hair, and I fell in love with it. So that's why I'm here today.
So tell us about what you're doing now. So you work for yourself. Can you tell us a little
Yep.
bit about your business?
So right now, business is great. I have my own salon suites in Sherman Oaks, California, and business has been doing amazing. I've been booked out for about a couple months now, and I typically book out months in advance. So that's
Right.
also really, really good. I've been able to perfect a technique that people have been wanting and looking for, and that's been able to catapult my business, especially with the ab lab ad lab.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
been I've been able to advertise in such a way where people are like, wow, like I want to know who this is. I want to know it's about I need this done because it's a style that has been so big. So I'm doing like the human hair knotless braids, and that's really big right now, especially for summertime, for
Right.
springtime, for year round. And then I
Yeah.
also do other things as on top of that. So I'm also a natural hair care specialist, a natural hair stylist, and I also braid hair, and I'm licensed. So a lot of the issues here is that people don't wash hair. So a lot of them get that full service experience and care for the hair. So I fill in that gap. So I serve
Right.
a need,
Yeah.
which is great. So prior to that, business was kind of up and down. You know what I mean? Especially when you're starting out. And I started out in Long Beach back in
Yeah.
2015. At that time, I was living with roommates. Shout out to the landlord at the time.
Uh-huh.
I was going through and I was starting out. He allowed me to utilize the living room space so I could have clientele come in.
Oh, okay. So you started
So
seeing
let me
clients in your living room,
in my living room. And let me tell you. So I got a Chinese wall. Like it's like the Chinese wall
like a
that kind of like
divider.
separate like divider, yes. And I set it up like a mini salon and I would braid hair in there. Oh my God. It was a lot, but it was the beginning of something great. And people would come to me. People would come, and that's how I started out here. I would just like I would charge very low prices, $100 to hair and things like that. But that was pretty much my starting point. You know what
Yeah.
I
And
mean?
you
And
were
then I
just like handing out business cards, like word of mouth,
I
that kind of
was
thing.
I was handing out business cards. I was doing models. I was doing free hair for promotional purposes. And I even did Craigslist. People forgot about Craigslist.
Yeah, that
Craigslist
was a
was a
big thing
great
back in the
way.
day.
It was a big thing. And I was doing it before they started charging $5. I was on Craigslist. I was on Pinterest. I was on all the all the groups on Facebook, all the hair groups. I did what I had to do. It's been up and down. Like there's moments when it was busy, there's moments when it wasn't busy. But I think what kept me relaxed was I knew that I was gonna get the clients. I just knew I was missing something,
Yeah.
but I knew I was gonna get there. I
Yeah.
just had to be patient with the process because one thing about hair that people don't understand is that you have to be patient. It takes time to grow clientele. It takes time to grow consistent because you are dealing with people and they have to trust you and you have to give them something that they need.
Yeah.
And they have to fall in love with you. You guys build a connection, a relationship, but that's also very important.
Yeah.
So you can teach people how to do good hair, but you can't teach customer service. You either got it or you don't. Some people just don't have it in them. And I was able to build relationships and have good customer service because I was in, sales, being at Mac and things like that. You had to learn how to do makeup. You had to know how to sell. You had to meet like it was a lot of dealing with all kinds of people and personalities.
Yeah.
So it trains you to be on your feet and it trains you to deal with people, and I was really good at it because I didn't mind. I loved people. I loved sales and I did the best that I can.
So you started
Yeah.
out in your living room 10 years ago. You were taking clients there. And then where did you go from there? Did you
Okay,
then,
so yeah, I migrated into I started renting out a chair at a hair salon on Broadway in
okay.
Long Beach. And I think she was a Russian lady. She was so sweet. It was like $150 a week. Then when when COVID hit, I had to leave. So because we was pretty much on that whole month
Yeah.
break, pretty. And then at the time I was working at one of my girlfriend's house at the time because she had like a little setup, so I would set up there. But then she got back involved with an old friend of hers who was opening up a barbershop. So we went to the barbershop together and started
Yeah.
working out of there. I was moving around a lot. So after that, I went to a new salon suite, Phoenix Salon Suite. That's when I first got my salon suite in West Hollywood. And I was there until 2 weeks ago. And then I moved to the salon suite I'm in today.
Are you happy with your space so
Oh my
far?
God. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so pretty. I painted, I decorated this time. It's so cute in there. It's very relaxing. I love it.
So, what was your business like before you joined the ad lab? And what was it that spurred you on that made you be like, no, like I need to figure out advertising?
Yes, 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 yes. So my business was slow. I never booked out. Never. I never had my complete book filled
Mm,
ever. It always people can book whenever they want.
right.
Did I have clientele? Absolutely. You know what I mean? And I was so grateful for it, but I wanted to hone into something and I wanted to be booked out. I don't know what it was. I want to be booked out. And I knew that advertising and marketing was the way to go. So
Yeah.
you can do amazing hair all day, but if nobody knows about it, what good is it? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So when I decided to look up some ad courses, I'm like, well, let me see if I could find some ad courses on YouTube. I was looking up watching people do it, and I was looking up ad courses, but I wanted something specifically for the beauty industry because that's
Yeah.
very rare. So you
Yeah.
kept coming up on
Yay.
YouTube. You
Yay.
showed
My
up a
SEO
lot.
is working.
Yeah, the SEO was SEOing because
Yes.
you came up every single time. I'm like, she's doing something right. And you specify beauty industry, and I love that.
Yeah.
So when I found your YouTube and I watched your videos, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get this tax write off anyway. Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
buy this course. I bought that course, and it has changed my life. It
Oh,
really
I'm
has.
so happy
It
to hear
really did.
that.
It really did. I just stuck with it. I was patient, humble beginnings, but I knew that I learned pretty fast, so I caught on.
It just worked so well
I
for you.
did. It did. It worked.
Before you joined, you said there's something about like being booked out that I want. Like, can you tell us more
Yes.
about maybe what were some of those things that you were struggling with, whether it was the financial aspect or maybe just the emotional aspect? What was it that you were feeling or what was happening in your life that made you say, like, no, I need to make a change?
I wanted to be booked and busy because I felt the gaps. Like it don't feel good when you like, oh, I don't have a booking tomorrow. Oh, I'm not okay, well, nobody's booking me, or you're looking at your phone and nobody's asking about you,
Yeah.
and I do good work, but what's going on? Like people know about me. They're coming in, but it's not as consistent. I will watch people on Instagram be like, oh, I've been booked out for 3, 4 months in advance. I'm just like,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to be booked out. Girl, you're doing something. You're doing it
Yeah.
right. I have a skill, and I just wanted that, and I was just like, I need to learn something that I'm missing. I have something good to provide to people. They just don't know who I am. So how can I position myself for people to know me and
Yeah.
want to come and book me?
Yeah.
And this is why your course is so vital to the beauty professionals because now they can position themselves in such a way that they'll find their people because people are already looking for you. They just don't know you exist. So how do you become, how do you appear? The age of the internet. You don't believe the amount of people was like, girl, I flew out for you. I've been looking for you. You know what I mean? That is a beautiful feeling. Like, you've been looking for me?
Me? Really? Me? Yeah. So what did they say? Like, I've been looking for someone like you who dot dot dot.
Yes.
Like, what is it that they
I've
were
been
looking
looking for
for?
somebody like you that cares about my hair, that does the complete service. Because here's the biggest thing, it's not the braider's fault that they cannot wash hair. They have to be licensed to do it in California. So, I bring understanding in that aspect. So, there's not a lot of braiders that are licensed like myself that wash, treat, trim, provide the hair, and finish in a timely manner. And I start early. I start at 7 o'clock. You're out of there by 2. And it's a luxury service. So I charge premium prices.
So they say, like, Elke, I have been looking for someone. I just can't believe that it took me so long to find you. And you are like, well, I've been here the whole time. You just
I've
didn't
been here
know
the
that
whole.
I
You just didn't
existed.
know. She's like, your ads kept popping up. It's like the ads kept popping up.
Tell us about your first ad campaign. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you decided to advertise and what happened after you
Yes,
launched your ad
yes.
campaign?
Um, so I know, like in your ad course, you do talk about testing different videos within the same ad
Yeah.
campaign. So I was duplicating different ads and putting different videos. So I was testing them out. I was doing
Yeah.
exactly what you said, and I was doing probably about $15 a day. with the ads. So my first video was like an introduction to myself
Yeah.
and what I did. It was a longer video, about 30 seconds. And then the next video was like 10 seconds. And then the next was probably shorter, with $200 off, big caps, on there, or the ones with like no voiceover, just the words. I said, "Oh, book a call with me. Book a here's my job form. Schedule a call with me. Let's get on a call. Let's talk about it.
So you're kind of
Just
doing a little consultation with them over the phone.
yes, I'm doing a free consultation. Talk to me. Let's talk about it. When you hear my voice, you feel more comfortable with me, right? And you want to book with me more.
They just need to hear your voice and your personality
They need
because
to
I
hear
can
your
tell you've got
voice.
a great phone personality. I could see that about you.
Yes, yes. So, and before they fill out a form, they tell me their goals, what their issues are, what style they want, and based on the input, I'm able to, curate a conversation
Yeah.
that is going to get them their results that they want.
Yeah.
So, my first ad, I was testing.
Yeah.
I wasn't afraid to lose the money. I
I
wasn't
like
afraid to
I
lose the
like
money.
that viewpoint because a lot of people, and I see this with my own students, is like with their first ad, it feels so make or break. It's like I'm sweating for them because if this first ad doesn't work, then it's like, well, then they think that what I'm teaching doesn't work. Then they think that ads don't work. Then they think that kind of they suck. Like I feel like there's so much riding on that first ad campaign, but I'm really glad that
Yeah.
you looked at it as just like, no, I'm figuring out what people want.
I'm figuring out, and you gotta do the testing. Don't just put one ad out. You
Yes.
gotta put multiple. I put like four in one campaign before. I put one that was long, one that had a voiceover, one that was like 3 to 5 seconds. I even condensed the ad copy where it was short, straight to the point,
Yeah.
$200 off, hair included, and then even having like models, like I have a brand ambassadors now that I do their hair and they promote me. I will utilize their videos that they make for me, and I
Yeah.
will use it as a campaign.
Yeah, that's smart. That's so smart. What kind of results were happening that you were like, okay, now this is working? Like what started
Oh yeah,
happening that you got started
I
getting
would get
excited about it?
a whole bunch of messages, a whole bunch on my Instagram, on my Facebook. Some hit, some didn't, but that was okay. They wanted to know more about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
the fact that that show all my work was on my Instagram, and they was able to scroll through and see the consistency.
Yeah. So they were able
And
to go to your
yeah,
profile and look at your work kind of like as a portfolio. And how much were you
yeah.
spending every day on your ads?
Okay, so I was doing $20 a day for my ads, and then I would take some out and do $15 each of them. Each of them, I was
Okay.
like $15. And then I would take some of them out if I see that they wasn't really performing, and then I would do like 10. So I would kind of play with the numbers.
Right. Okay. So
I
some
would play
days you
with
were
the numbers.
spending 20, some days you were spending 15, some days you were spending like up to $50 a day kind of thing. Let's say you
Yeah.
were spending $30 a day just like as an average.
Yes. Yes.
And you were doing that for 30 days. So let's say you were spending $900 a month or
Yep.
$1,000 a month on ads.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah.
To some people that
Yes.
sounds like a lot of money. Can you tell us about
Yeah.
like what happened with those that made you comfortable spending that amount of money?
Yeah. My booking one client, I was starting each client I booked was $750
Right.
for one client
Yeah.
because I was doing my special, right? So 4 days, 5 days out of the week, you add the numbers up, $900 a month is nothing to spend on your ads when you're
Yeah.
getting booked and you're getting each client one client at $750.
How
So
many clients were you booking in a week, let's say?
well, at my age right now, I'm not stressing myself out, so I take
Yeah.
one client a day. So that's 5 clients a day, 750 a day.
Yeah. So
That's
5
how
clients
I
a
like
week,
to do it.
750 a day. And
Yeah.
were most of those clients coming from your ads, you would say?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that,
Absolutely.
yeah, that piles up really fast. So let's say 4 out of 5. we're booking from you from your ads.
Mhm.
750 times
Yeah.
4 times 4. That's like $12,000.
So I'm telling you, it's been crazy. It's been
Yeah.
crazy. It's been crazy.
So you said when you posted in our Facebook group a few months
Yeah.
ago, you said ever since I've been doing my ads, I've been booked out a month in advance. So these were
Yeah.
clients that were also willing to wait to get on your books too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They'll wait. Some clients are booked 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
Because they're flying out. They're flying in from other places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
So
That's
yeah.
amazing. That just
And
goes
I
to show
didn't
that
even
you are
know.
offering something so special.
Yeah, they love it, because the clients are looking for something very versatile with longevity. They don't really want to deal with their hair, but they still want to be in their hair. And this style
Yeah.
provides them everything that they need without feeling like they need to be in their hair, they need to do much. And I have the hairstyle in right now, and I have my hair in for 3 months.
For
You know what I mean? So
sorry, it's been in there for
yeah,
3 months. Wow.
it's been my braids been for 3 months, and they come in, they get a touch up in the front, okay, and they keep it in for another 2 to 3, and it works for them
Yeah.
because they're low maintenance people. They don't want to be in their hair, but they want to
Yeah.
take care of their hair. They want their hair to still grow and flourish, but they don't really want to be in it. So this
And there's
allows them to
not
be.
that many people who offer this as a service in your area.
There's not the way that I do it,
Right.
because a lot of them, again, they don't may not provide the shampoo, or they put too much synthetic hair, or I do it where I provide everything. I give you a PDF on how to care for it. I teach you how to care for your hair in between. I show you what to do. And once they get it done like twice a year, 4 times in a year if they wanted to in between, and
Yep.
it's more cost effective for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So it also, from what I know about extensions, like buying human hair
Yeah.
tends to be quite expensive.
Mm-hmm,
So do
mm-hmm.
you find that even with offering this special offer of $750 instead of your full price, like you were still profiting?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But that was like the beginning. I was doing that at first for the
Yeah.
first like 6 months. And then I raised it up. So now instead of 750, it'll be 950.
Yeah. And did you find that like you had fewer people responding to your ads because of that price?
No, 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 no. I mean, again, you want to find your people.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with I just stay professional at all times. And I would even do where I would send them to other people. You know what I mean? And that's good because it's like I still want you to find the right stylist for you.
I think
Yeah.
so much of your success has to do with your personality because it comes across in your videos, like it comes across when you do your consultations, like you've got that like sparkly personality that really
Yeah.
attracts people to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
I'm
also
so
want to
grateful for
know
it.
those clients who were coming in through your ads, were you able to successfully rebook them for their next appointment in like 3, 4 months?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
did you have a good return rate with
Well,
them?
here's yeah. I would say my return rate is pretty good, but here's the thing, like those clients, they tend to once they take it out, they'll wait a period of time before they get something else. Or instead, they'll do something else. They don't even do the braids, they'll do a sew-in.
Right.
They'll come back in for wash and go. So people don't know that do other things. So when I have it in my chair, I'm talking to them like, okay, we're gonna book you out a year in advance. This is what you need to do next time. This is
Right.
what you can't do next time. So next time you want to do a sewing, so, you know what? I was thinking about that. But I want to get my hair back. Okay, cool. Come back for your wash and go. Let's treat your hair. Let's put you in some double twists, and then come back in for this and that.
So knowing what you know now about using ads to grow your clientele to get to where you want to go, which is you got exactly what you wanted. You said like I saw people like booked out several months in advance. That's what I want. Like you said, you're booked out
Yeah.
like 2, 3 months in advance. You're full. You're making more money. I love that for you. So, what do you know now that you didn't know back then that maybe you wish you could have told yourself so that you could have gotten ahead faster?
Ads, 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 ads. I wish I knew about ads and paid ads at that. Like, it really saves so much time. Like,
Right.
and then you can learn from your trials and error. Like, gone are the times of passing out a whole bunch of business cards. Do they still work? Sure. But people, when your ads show up on people's timeline constantly, that is the best marketing advertisement you get. I
Yeah.
mean, for people to tell me when they come into my chat, girl, your ads stay on my page. I'm like, good. That means it's working, but ads for sure advertise. And I think stylists need to focus more on advertising, marketing. I think, and branding, of course, but advertising and marketing and getting in front of that camera, showing your before and afters. If you can do your stories, do upload on YouTube, upload on TikTok, upload, just get yourself in front of the camera because you need to market yourself.
Did you have a bit of a hard time with the idea of like getting on camera? Did it make you awkward or uncomfortable?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still have a hard time now. I still have a hard time. I have a viral video right now that's at 101,000 views on
Amazing.
not TikTok, on Instagram right now, and they eating me up in the comments. I'm okay with that. I don't have no problem with that. I have both. I have good and bad comments, but
Yeah.
I have my TikTok. I grew my TikTok to over 124,000 from
Amazing.
washing hair.
Yeah.
I do like ASMR videos on YouTube from just washing my clients' hair, and people love it.
Yeah. So your videos are more
So
focused on your clients than yourself, would you say?
yeah, 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 yeah. I don't really want it to be about me. I want it to be about them. But I also do it where their face is not shown because I have very private people. They don't want their face in the camera. So I have to honor that. A lot of my clients are very private. So I say, put your head down. I'm going to cover your whole entire face. Don't worry about it.
And
And
then
they
then
love
you
it.
can still get the content but not have to worry
I
about
can
them
still
being
get the
shy.
I can still get the content without having to worry about them being on because
Yeah.
some people don't want people to know who they are. And I've been able to some of my clients I've been able to make brand ambassadors because they came to me from the ads and we built a relationship and I love their content. I'm like, hey, you want to be my brand ambassador? You know? And that's another way that I was able to advertise.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. You use that content for your ads too. So, last
Yep.
question I wanted
Yep.
to ask you, Elke, is since doing your ads and growing your business so much, besides the change in the number of clients that you serve and the amount of revenue that you're making, what else has changed about your business or your mindset or your life since doing the ads lab and working on your ads?
I think the biggest thing that has changed for me is that I just feel more relaxed, because I feel kind of like, even though I was patient, I had a bit of anxiety, because I didn't know, I knew I was missing, but I didn't know what it was.
Right.
And the fact that when you have a skill set, because what you was able to give us is a skill set that we can utilize for the rest of our lives doing hair. Ads are not going anywhere. They're just
Yeah.
progressing, right? And they're transforming. So being in your course, I was able to be even more confident and comfortable, and my anxiety level has been able to be more relaxed because now I have a skill set that I feel confident in. And
Yeah.
I know that if I need help, I could contact you. I could go on the Ad Lab group, and I could go back to the course because you updated the course,
Yeah.
right? So your passion still lives through what I'm doing because you constantly adding more things. So my mindset is now like, okay, I got that, right? Let me focus on, mastering another skill because now I'm want to sell hair, right?
Right.
So the ads have been giving me the ability to learn. I'm like, oh, cool. Not only if I could bring clientele, I can also sell hair. I can send it to my website to sell hair and also that as well too. So I'm going to start selling hair because the goal is to get behind the chair and to have something that's more e-commerce like, or maybe
Yeah.
teach a course or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I can't do this forever.
I know that once you reach a certain level of success, then your mind opens of like, what else could I do? Like, I feel
Yeah.
unstoppable. Like, what else, what other kind of ventures can I take on?
Yeah, you
Um,
do. You do.
yeah. So if anyone is watching this, they're a hairstylist. Maybe they do some of the same type of services that you do, high ticket, premium services. But they're like, wow, advertising sounds risky. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth the money. I've been burned before. Maybe they've done ads that haven't worked out. What would you tell them if they're just feeling a little bit skeptical and hesitant about ads?
I was tell them honestly, I said, look, this business is slow. You have to be willing to make your mistakes and learn from your mistakes. You know what I mean? And keep trying until you find something until you get it right. You're going to spend money. You're going to make money. You're going to lose money. That's a part of business in general. You know, a lot of the great in any area of business, they can tell you, I lost this, I lost that. I I crashed, but I did not give up. I didn't stop right there.
Yeah.
So if you're afraid and you're fearful, use that energy to push through it because unfortunately, that's just the game of life. We're going to have to go through it. So keep pushing forward. Be
Yeah.
patient with yourself. Take your time. It's okay. I promise you. It's going to happen for you. See
Yeah.
where you're making mistakes. Ask questions. Talk to people. We are here for one another. And you did this course because you were selfless enough to say, I want to give something to people that need it because I have a skill set and I want to share it. So everything that we have, we share it. That's how we make the world go around. That's how this world was built from people who wanted to give people something that can change their lives.
Yeah.
Businesses was a start of just being selfish. It was started because it was there to help people.
Yeah.
It was there to make your life easier. So you're here to make somebody else's life easier. They just don't know you yet. Then
It's
that's
true.
okay. It really is. But you're gonna figure it out. Just give yourself that time. And I think that's the biggest thing. People want to rush the process and you can't do that. Take your time, be ready to fail, be ready to learn. It's a trust and believe in the process. Because
Yeah.
let me tell you something. That person you see that's booked out busy, the person you see who's selling all these things, yeah, they worked at that. They failed a lot. They
Yeah.
had bad. They're not telling you that, but they had bad nights. And are you willing to do it? Because you're going to fail. You're going to have days when you're not working at all.
Yeah.
You're going to be stressed out. You're going to close your computer and say, I don't want to do this no more. You're going to feel like you want to quit. But what keeps you going is the reason why.
Yeah.
Your
It's
passion,
true.
the love for it. You know what I mean? The
I've,
love
I've
for
learned that
not
for
just for
myself
yourself.
too so many times. Like,
Yeah.
you have to keep getting back up and again asking yourself, like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Am I just doing this for the money? Because if so, I'm gonna have good months, I'm gonna have bad months, I'm gonna have months where like I'm worried about money, I'm gonna have months where I'm swimming in money. Like, it can't just be about that. So thank
It
you for that
can't.
reminder. I think
Yeah.
that you're absolutely spot on. Everything that you said. It takes time. You didn't see the years that it took me to get here and all the doubts that I have, that you guys don't see behind the surface. Like, no matter what kind of business you're in, there's so much going on behind the scenes that you don't know what's happening. So I'm
Yep.
glad that you kind of spoke to that
Yeah.
of like there's
Yep.
stuff
It
going
took
on
me a
and you just have
decade.
to keep going, and resilience is a huge
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elke, so much for sharing
Thank
your
you,
story. I've
Stephanie.
loved chatting with you. I've loved learning about your journey over the past 10 years. And even before that, like where it started with your grandmother giving you those beautiful
Yes.
words before she passed. Like, thank you
Yeah.
so much for just sharing that all with us. And I'm so happy
Thank
that
you
you
for
are
having me.
where you are because you've done those ads and because you invested in yourself. So thank you, thank you,
Yes.
thank you. It's so much fun
Thank you
chatting
so
with you.
much. It was so much fun chatting with you, Stephanie. So thank you once again. I love
Yes.
your course. Everybody, please stay with it. I see the comments on the ad group chat, and I'm just like, you guys, you're gonna be fine. Just stick with it, okay? Just take your time and
Yes.
just trust the process. I promise you it will be a blessing.
Yes, trust the process. Great words to end with. Okay, thank you so much, Elke. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will talk with you all very
Yes.
soon in my next video. Bye for
Bye.
now.
All right. Bye.